So Corky, where are we going today?
Well, right now we're in the courtyard of the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. And I'm in search of the photograph that I took of Yuri Kochiyama, who was actually in a protest, but she was protesting in Chinatown for, I think it was waiters to get their fair share of the tips, because the management was taking the tips and saying that they needed that to pay for their social security benefit.
So you need to go across the courtyard, that's the courtyard behind me.
Okay.
Okay, re-enter the building and then up the steps, make a right, and that's Barack.
Okay, up the steps on the right.
That's right, that's the Presidential Gallery. Then she is one floor up from there. And you can actually see where it's Michelle Obama's portrait on the third floor. So he is here in the Presidential Gallery, one floor down.
Okay. So we'll try our best to find it.
No, she confirmed the sighting.
Confirm it.
Because
I've been there before, but I just don't remember how to get there.
I thought that side was the other museum.
No, it's the oranges are the American art, and the blues are the portrait gallery. So it's kind of
Flip-flop.
Everything is everywhere.
Mishmash. Okay.
Yeah, everything is everywhere.
Let's go be mishmash.
Did he tell you it's his birthday and that we're gonna go see?
We're gonna go see.
No, he found out I took the photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's his
that much.
birthday.
And it's here.
And it's here. And it's his birthday.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday.
And you're being recorded.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Thank you again.
Because we're the groupies.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy is famous too. Actually, what's on? I know his sister. He was a buddy of Keith Haring back in the 80s. So he has an exhibit all his own. Yeah, but he's not Chinese American. They have a book, it's called 1968, and all the significant things that happened in 1968. Because it's basically 50 years since the beginning of Asian American Studies. That starts in 1968. But I'm sure there's no mention of the start of Asian American Studies. Because that's also the same year that Martin Luther King was assassinated. I don't know what size they made it, but it's, where's Michelle Obama?
She's on another floor.
Oh, she's on another floor. I think it'd be on another floor.
Well, Corky, look what we have found.
Oh, this is the size photograph I printed for them.
Oh my God, it's so tiny.
Oh no, this is the one that I actually cropped this photograph, so basically it was like this. And then they asked me, I actually cropped a little, so a little like that, so it was like tighter. And then when they saw that, they asked me if there's any more of the photograph. I said, well, yeah, there is, but it's sort of distorted because, you got the lamp pole going this way, and like, it was a wide angle lens. But actually, this woman is. She's Japanese, and this is her husband, G.T. Wong. Leslie Inaba Wong. That's her name. Both of them live in New York, but G.T. is from Oakland, and this is 1981. Photograph was taken Corky Lee. I think what they did is that they looked up my. I think on the Wikipedia page it says I was born in 1948, so actually I'm a year younger than I'm supposed to be. I'm a year younger than I'm supposed to be. But I gave them the correct information. So
They went for your Wikipedia.
oh, so this is actually the Spanish over here. And the English is over here. Yeah, printed. Wow, was it 2 years ago? I think I told them it was 1981. Yuri came down to support this strike by the waiters. They had actually unionized at Silver Palace. And this would be the very first time that they organized, because if I recall correctly, the management was taking their tips and keeping part of the tips. But the waiters didn't realize that the tips belong to the waiters. That they can't management can't touch the tips. Okay, but the management was saying that they needed to pay off their Social Security, benefits, and that's, But if you're an immigrant and you don't understand, labor law, and regardless of the fact whether you're a registered, a resident, a green card, or you're a citizen, the law applies to everyone, not just to certain individuals. So they basically won after a fairly long period. I think it was about a month, in which they boycotted the restaurant. So this was 1980. It was one of the early victories for Chinese Staff and Workers Association, and they're still around. They got started, I think it was like 1979. So over the years, about 30 years or so, no, closer to 40 years if my math is correct, they've recovered something in the neighborhood of $30 million in back wages. Well, Yuri at the time was working as, I think she was also striking up in Harlem. She was, I think it was a waitress at a luncheonette counter of sorts, and she came down. Bill was actually, her husband Bill was working, so it was actually, it was actually quite touching for me to see a Japanese American woman who was not Chinese, support an event that was, Chinese American. So, and that was one of the things about Yuri. Skin color didn't matter. If there was injustice where she saw it, she went. Yeah, Asian American Legal Education Defense Fund represented the waiters at Silver Palace, and now Silver Palace is where the 50 Bowery luxury hotel is located. So, and also, actually, this is Chinese staff. I should take a photograph of this for Chinese staff and show them. I think they'd be really proud of this. But yeah, this is the original print. The original print. Yeah. I would have cropped it a little tighter, because you don't need to see all this shadow over here. You don't need to see the top of the building. I would crop this over here. Just, actually, if I had some paper, I'd show you how I would crop it. But I don't have any paper.